Hey there! Today, we're going to talk about one of the absolute simplest but most powerful ways to start saving money, especially if you're a beginner. It's called the 1% Savings Challenge, and I promise, by the end of this, you'll have a super clear plan to get started, no matter what your budget looks like. So, let's just jump right in.
Okay, first things first, let's talk about the big elephant in the room. We all know we're supposed to be saving money, right? But actually doing it? That can feel like a whole different ballgame. It feels like you need to magically find hundreds of extra dollars every single month. And honestly, that's just intimidating.
So just think about this for a sec. Have you ever set this big, ambitious savings goal only to feel totally paralyzed by how far away it seems? Maybe you've even tried before, but then life happens and you get discouraged. It's a really common feeling. And the most important thing to remember is, if you felt that way, you are definitely not alone. It's a hurdle pretty much everyone faces at some point. But what if I told you there was a low-pressure way to start that completely sidesteps that overwhelming feeling? Well, there is, and that's exactly what we're going to break down.
So let's get right to it. The solution is called the 1% Savings Challenge, and the real beauty of it is just how simple it is. This is not about finding a giant chunk of cash overnight. Nope. It's about making a tiny, almost unnoticeable change that just grows and grows over time.
So here's the core idea, and it is incredibly straightforward. You just start by saving 1% of your income. That's it. Then, next month, you bump it up to 2%. The month after that, 3%. You get the idea. You're building the habit and the amount gradually instead of trying to make some huge leap all at once.
Let's put some real numbers on this so you can see how it works. Say your take-home pay is about $4,000 a month. In month 1, saving 1% is just $40. Super manageable, right? By the third month, you're at $120, and you can see how it climbs. So by the end of the year, you're putting away a pretty significant $480 in that last month alone.
And here is the grand total. Just by following that gentle little ramp up, you would have saved almost $3,000 in a single year. That is the incredible power of starting small and just staying consistent. It adds up so much faster than you think.
Okay, so that's the what, but let's talk about the why. What makes this method so much more effective than just yelling at yourself to save more money? Well, it all comes down to psychology. This whole thing is designed to work with your brain, not against it. Let's break down why this is so dang effective. First off, saving just 1%, it just feels doable. Your brain doesn't hit the panic button. Second, it builds the actual habit of saving, which is honestly more important than the amount you start with. Then, seeing your savings grow every single month creates this amazing momentum. And best of all, it works for any income. 1% is 1%, whether you make a little or a lot.
You see, the real magic here isn't in any single month savings. The secret sauce is the consistency. Every small 1% increase builds on the last one, and it compounds your efforts. It transforms a tiny little action into a really significant result over the course of the year. All right, so you get what it is, you get why it works. Now for the most important part. How do you actually do it? Let's walk through a super simple 4-step action plan you can use to start this challenge literally today. Okay, here's your exact game plan. Step 1, know your numbers. Figure out your monthly take-home pay. Step 2, decide where to start. 1% is absolutely perfect for beginners. Now, step 3 is the big one. It is non-negotiable. You have to automate it. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking to a totally separate savings account and have it go through on payday. This takes willpower completely out of the equation. And finally, step 4, just set a monthly reminder on your phone to log in and bump up that transfer by another 1%.
And hey, here's a little pro tip to make this even more powerful. Open a high-yield savings account. Don't just let that money sit there doing nothing. This way, while you're building the habit, your money is actually working for you in the background, earning solid interest. It's like giving your savings a little turbo boost. So we're wrapping up, and I really want to leave you with this one thought. It is so easy to dismiss small actions, but when it comes to our money, those small, consistent steps are what actually build a secure future. They are the absolute foundation of big results. So here it is. Your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to just take that first small step. With your very next paycheck, commit to saving just 1%. That's it. Figure out what that number is, set up the automatic transfer, and just let it happen. You can absolutely do this. And that really brings us to the final question. It's not about if you can do this, but what your first step is going to look like. So, what percentage will you start with?
Whether it's 1% or maybe even 2%, the most important thing is to just begin. Your future self is going to thank you for it.